Well, good morning, everybody. It's a great day for racing on this beautiful Saturday, September 20th. It's around 7:22 a.m. right now. We are we're getting ready for some race coverage. Racing should start around 7:30 at the Prairie City SVRA for the final race in the NorCal Rock Racing Series. This is the Joker race presented by King Shocks. And yeah, it's the final race. And Megan is back behind the wheel, the 3105, 4500 Class Ford Bronco, with Derek Spotting and Jacob Lashmid crew chiefing. Had a great, easy run yesterday, and she's rolling off the line in third position and ready for that podium. This is the season closer. It's the last chance to leave it all out on the track. Expect fast lines, heavy hits, and that classic Prairie City chaos. Stick around, cheer them on, throw some questions in the chat. Let's see what the Millers and the 3105 Bronco can do today. If you're not already following, go ahead and jump on Instagram and give MDM Off-Road a follow. Love to have you. Subscribe here. Um, this is the warm up for me, at least, for King of the Hammers, the 2026 King of the Hammers race. And I will be in touch with Jacob today, talking about the car and seeing what's what. Fun fact, we're pushing around 700 horsepower, which is pretty epic. And it's a short course, so what that translates to is a lot of wheel spin going through those corners, making it super exciting, and also a lot of possibility of breakage, given the rock gardens and all that torque and up and down and all around. And I've seen a lot of the hits that the drivers are taking, and um, seems like people are landing front heavy, like they're landing on their front wheels more than making nice soft transitions. I'm not sure if that's just the way those hits are made, or a result of things getting redded out. Who knows? But definitely does look like there is some potential for carnage, and yeah, I'm excited to see how we do today. Uh, so right now we're just kind of waiting, and hopefully we'll be starting soon. I know yesterday we had some delays, so we'll see. Our first race, I think, is going to be a series of 5 laps, if I'm not mistaken. And then we go into 7 laps for the second race. First race being around, this morning time, and then um, second race happening uh, probably around 12, I hear. We'll see. Let me see if we can get cameras rolling and at least some visibility on just the general atmosphere and vibe over on the course. We're coming up on 7:25, so technically we got about 5 minutes before racing starts. So we are just moments away from everything kicking off out there at the Prairie City SVRA. And Megan's final race of the season. Hopefully conditions stay good. I heard there was some promise of rain, but we'll see. Check our feeds real quick. Yeah, we're on about a 10-second delay here too. So as I get updated, I'll throw it out. May not totally sync up with the action that's happening on screen, but I think the most eventful thing is just watching Megan do a burnout around the entire course. And I know we should totally have some like music going on in the background, and maybe eventually for next year's Hammers race, I can coordinate with Hammer King Productions and see kind of what music we're allowed to throw in here, and yeah, get a little bit of a vibe going. But for now, you're just gonna have to settle for my voice. We do have a live chat on YouTube. Um, Go ahead and leave your comments there, questions. We'll try to get them answered. So I just sent out a message to see if maybe we can get cameras on in cab. We'll see what happens. Just waiting on waiting on the team right now. All right. Jacob is about to switch on the cameras. We're going to transition to in cab view, and let's talk about some of the people that have made this all possible. Um, we'll kick it off with Milestar Tires. Huge thanks to Milestar for being supportive of this team. Milestar's, really it feels like family when you're hanging out with the team there. Ricardo does a great job of making you feel like you're part of the crew, and they've been supporting grassroots and professional racing for a while now, and have really established themselves as a solid tire brand with proven wins. You've got like Dan Fresh winning at the Hammers on, the Patagonias. So it's like, you know, for for a minute, people were like, "Oh, those are just cheap tires." It's like, well, first of all, they've got manufacturing in the U.S. Their standards are very high, and they make a great compound, and they make one of the best. I would like to say one of the best all-around tires. Which, as a matter of fact, in the 4500 class that Megan and Derek race, um, they're running the DOT MTO2s on their vehicle. Those are the same tires that you would run or that I run on my Jeep. And race proven and the best of both worlds. As a matter of fact, the way that those tires run is you're kind of running them on the crown. So meaning under proper inflation, you've got very low road noise because you're kind of on the top of the tire on the bow, and it's almost like if you think about like how a street bike works, like a street bike tire, like you're on that crown, And once you get to the rocks and you're down a little bit, I mean, you've got grip for days. So great tire, super stoked, and yeah, Milestar tires. Check them out. Next up, you know, there's not a there's not a lot of things you can say bad about Warren, one of the OGs in the off-road game. Uh, industry leading winches. With the acquisition of Factor 55, they are industry leading in recovery gear. And yeah, they've got a whole new line of winches out. You should go check that out. Warren, huge supporters of the program. Justin over there really puts his whole heart and soul in. He races, hammers. Um, he's the real deal. And Warren is lucky to have him. He comes by way of Factor 55. Well, we have our feed. Heck yeah. Awesome. Good morning. We are we are starting to hear the sounds of the track. Let's go ahead and fix that view. Awesome. So it sounds like we're going to be starting around 8 a.m. and we will be getting underway soon. Megan's going to be she's getting fitted into her suit. She'll be out to warm up the car. We're about 25 minutes out from racing. Fingers crossed, the feed keeps going. Another great partner, Rugged Radios, keeping everyone connected at the track. Comms are super important. You'll have Derek out there spotting, feeding info to Megan, feeding info to Jacob. Team. That's how the team coordinates. Comms are huge, and Rugged has been the comms game for racing. From day one. You can check them out actually right now if you're in the SoCal area. Sands Sports Super Show is underway, and yeah, go check out the Rugged booth as well as many others out in Costa Mesa, California. But yeah, Rugged, and as a matter of fact, Rugged has done a collab with Fast Friends on socks. So if your feet are cold, we got you. Go check out Rugged and see about getting some socks. See a man about some socks. Next up, we got Raceline wheels. Dude, that's the power goes down through that axle to those wheels to those tires, and those wheels have to be up for the amount of torque that like a 700 horsepower car is going to produce. Between the torque banging up against the rocks, got to make sure you're running the right product, and that's where Raceline comes in. So it's partners like this that help, a program forward, because there are some consumables that you wouldn't think of, like wheels, where, shit will get banged up. And oftentimes, I'm not sure if I believe we're running full beadlocks um, in her class. I don't know if any classes don't permit it, but oftentimes you can swap out those rings, but shit gets bent, and you want to make sure that you've got a partner that's willing to support and swap you out when you need it. Speaking of swap it out, Baja Designs, great story with Baja is at this year's King of the Hammers race earlier this year. Uh, there was a section off a turkey claw which you plummeted down into basically a little ravine. It had been so dug out, I think, by the shenanigans the night before, as people tend to go up this rock face. Anyways, it's dug out, and you're coming back the opposite way, and you're basically nosediving right into this pit. Uh, it took out a lot of front ends, and of which Megan and Derek had one of their LP9s busted, and managed to get them in touch with Baja on site during contingency. Baja said, "Come on over," and we solidified the actual partnership then and there, which was amazing. Just solid partners, good people, and it's what you kind of want as part of your program. And you can have all the horsepowers in the world, but if you don't have a little bit of lubrication, a little bit of cushion for the pushing, between all the metal pieces in your motor, uh, you know, in your diff, like, all the parts that are working hard. It's like alcohol for Jacob. You need a little lubrication to keep things moving, and that's where red light comes in. What's up? There's Mr. Jacob's beautiful face right there. All
No, they're
business
just
up
pulling the side
front,
by sides out.
party in the back,
Dylan just went to the line.
and we're gonna go ahead and cut off feed in the car, only because as we start to get Megan out and Derek's kind of doing his um, you know pep talk and little play by play, and you know who knows what they want to talk about, but it's not our business. We're gonna go ahead and leave it out from the general public. Um, looks like everybody's ready to go. So, anyways, line, yeah, lube up your motor. What's up? Who else? Who else we got? We got we got the man. We got the man himself who pays the bills. We've got Derek Miller, owner of MDM Construction, which, truthfully speaking, without a steady influx of cash, blood, sweat, many tears, I'm sure, racing is not possible. You cannot get a race program going for no dollars. Like, it's just not going to happen. And you know, Megan's got Derek just slaving away with a hammer, you know, working working his fingers off to pay for this program. And thankfully we've got partners who help offset that, but still requires a little bit of investment. And that's where MDM construction comes out. So if you're out in the NorCal area and you need some construction work done, send out MDM construction a little "what's up?" And I'm sure Derek's gonna take good care of you. I don't exactly know what kind of construction he does. Could be general contracting, could be concrete. We maybe should have had a conversation about MDM construction. All I know is we've got MDM Motorsports, and that's good enough for me. Um, that's the team. There's the love right there. MDM Motorsports. Check them out on Instagram at MDM Off Road, and give us a follow. Um, but yeah, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. I'm like literally talking to like a couple people here, but that's okay. That's what I signed up for. I signed up to just sit here by myself and talk and talk and talk and talk. And that's, luckily I can do it. So here we are. We are probably about, I don't know, sounds like we're about 18 minutes out from race time. We are here at the final race of the NorCal Rock Racing Series. It's a Joker race. Jacob, if you're listening and you give me a little bit more clarity on what makes this a Joker race, I'm assuming it's the fact that the points here not only contribute to the NorCal series, but also the Ultra 4 series as a whole. But, go ahead, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm open for correction. Um, but we're in Prairie City. We're at the Prairie City SVRA. This race is presented by King Shocks. Megan is driving the car 3105. It's a 4500 Class Ford Bronco. We're pushing around 7 hundo on the horsepowers. And yeah, we're going to be starting third on grid. This is the season closer. Yeah, so that is. Thank you, Jacob. I got confirmation that the Joker aspect of this race is that it is points for either series. So that's cool. Depending on where people are at points wise, this could help push them over the line. If you know, I don't know. I feel like everyone gets to the hammers, and that's what most people will focus on and think about. But yeah, there's a whole Ultra Four NorCal Rock Racing Series beyond that happens all year, and it'd be cool to see this gain more popularity and more hype. And I believe now that Dave Cole has taken over the series, the magic that he has done to the thing that is known as King of the Hammers can also trickle its way down to the rest of the Rock Racing series. Because, I mean, if you have not experienced King of the Hammers, you are truly missing out on the Super Bowl of off-road motorsports. I mean, it's one of the biggest races, period, off-road or not. Um, it is as close as I think we get as Americans to just the sheer insanity that is rally in Europe. Like, it's got that kind of cult-like following where you have people on the side of the track just, you know, dying to get a glimpse of these cars or get close to these cars or even get in to help with these cars, depending on where it's at. Like if you go along Chocolate Thunder, um, you'd see kind of that whole vibe take place. And yeah, and on these more grassroots style NorCal rock racing events, it's such a familial event series. It's like it's the brotherhood of racing. It's people coming together for a love of um, just doing it. The majority of all these people are out of pocket. You don't really have like, the Lauren Healy's of the world here at this race. Um, it's a lot of people who are digging deep into their pockets to fund this racing. And again, luckily, all those sponsors you can see at the bottom of the screen, um, none of this can be really like easily possible without the help of partners like Milestar, Motive Gear, Raceline Wheels, Fast Friends. I like to say they could do it without us, but we try to make them look good, try to make them sound good. Redline Oil, Rugged Radios, Baja Designs, Warren, and Factor 55. Motive Gear, the biggest thing to kind of call out there is the fact that, you know, this this kind of racing is so torquey. You go from high speed to rocks and your gears are taking a beating. Like that is, you know, breaking teeth is a real thing. And having a strong gear company like Motive is huge for the longevity of the car throughout the race. So Motive Gear, gotta find out what happened to their slide. Realizing we're missing a little slide here. Let's fix that. We'll fix it as we go. I don't even have fast friends as of Sly for crying out loud. Come on, Ollie. What the heck? Yeah, speaking of which, this is Ollie. I will be your host for better or worse today. As we follow along, Megan around this track, which we should be getting going here shortly in the next 13 minutes or so. But yeah, Fast Friends, we are a clothing brand dedicated to the community that is off-road. I got lucky in meeting Megan and Derek years ago. As a matter of fact, on the Rubicon Trail. And I had a podcast at the time. It was called Rick for Dirt. There's still episodes out there if you want to waste hours of your life listening to them. Um, but through the podcast and through my Jeep and working at 511 and knowing some of the guys over at Fieldcraft Survival and doing some things, I met Derek, who recognized me as Megan was underneath the vehicle wrenching, which is a great place to have met both Derek and Megan on the side of the Rubicon. I think we were close to Rubicon Springs. Um, and it just kind of sprung a friendship that has lasted over the years. And it's been amazing to, there's Megan popping out of the trailer right there. Um, they've been an amazing couple as friends and as inspiration for me within all things. Motorsports and racing. I got to follow along when Derek did it on his own with his Sequoia, the Sequoia Beast. I think that one year he did it with Mike Hernandez from Fieldcraft Survival. Gave it another shot before he decided that, being Derek Miller's cool and all, but being Megan's husband is far cooler. And ended up ended up becoming her co-dog and dedicating his efforts to her efforts in racing, which is amazing. And wow, we got a bunch of y'all on here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, Go ahead, throw some comments in the chat. Let me know who you are. Love to give you a little shout. Let's get a conversation going. We are here. We are here today at the final race um, at the Prairie City SVRA. Looks like we're about to get the engine going. Just wait a little bit longer. Once that engine fires up, we'll get in-cab audio going, and we will get hopefully on our way here, we'll get up to staging and get to racing. I mean, her suit's fully on. She's got her helmet. I see her walking with some urgency. Sounds like we're good to go. And if you look at that shirt right now that Jacob's wearing with his back turned to you, that's available right now at Hammer King Productions, the Ultra4 website. That is the official shirt for Megan. Proceeds of the sale of that shirt, which is handled all through um, the Geek and the Hammers website. Uh, that money goes back to Megan and Derek, and I touched none of it. I did design it. It is an official Lost Socket Series shirt, which, if you know anything about Fast Friends, we do limited run shirts that are numbered for the Lost Socket Series. Not all shirts, but some, and that is one. And the only way you can get that one is through uh, Ultra Force. So um, stoked on that. Sounds like there we go. We got engine running, Brad, and let's make sure our audio is good. I think that's better. Getting the steering wheel on, and so that race suit was another opportunity we had to jump in as a partner in what Megan and Derek are doing, and I was able to design their suits, which is pretty cool. Megan's and Derek's kind of match but don't match. They're designed to complement each other, and Derek actually has a little bit of extra padding for his knees and elbows, given the fact that come a race like even in Best in the Desert, but King of the Hammers, he's out of that car, he's pulling cable, he's helping her along the course, he's spotting, and we wanted to make sure that, you know, if he gets down on his knees or if his elbows are up against the rock, that suit's gonna be able to hold up. Yeah, you can check us out at fastfriends.fun. Hello, Megan. Good morning. Godspeed. Looking forward to watching you go around that course. Miss you, friend. Takes a village. Seriously. Every single one of those people at the bottom of your screen has made it possible for Megan and Derek to do what they do. And that's huge. We got our motor gear logo up. Sorry guys, no, I dropped the ball yesterday, but here you go. Every single sponsor, every single partner is important, and we're lucky to have it. Uh-oh. There you go. There you go. Cranky in the morning, huh? Not a morning person? Get her warmed up. And we are off on our way to staging. Let's go. Anybody check the air filter on the car? My Jeep will do that. That filter gets a little clogged and she'll just want to take a nap until she gets warmed up. There we go. Yeah, push the gas pedal. Yeah. It's cool that it's at the SVRA because it's just trails on trails out there. You know, it's important to have access to places that we get to go love on our vehicles and enjoy them. Right now, King of the Hammers has put out a notice. Some advocacy groups have put out a notice that the Marine base nearby is trying to restrict the airspace above Hammers, which will greatly impede racing safety, coverage, and you know, we've been writing letters, jump online, try to find out. We're gonna see. It's the airspace above Johnson Valley, and I guess they've been kind of budding here and there, and they've had compromises. And, you know, you can send letters to comment with the Marine Corps, Combat Center at 29 Palms. They're the ones proposing a special use airspace. That's a draft environmental assessment, and they want public input. Key contact would be the Naval Facilities Engineering Systems Command. Mr. Ryan Maynard, PSUA EA Project Manager. The mail address would be 750 Pacific Highway, floor 12, San Diego, California, 92132-0058. Or you can email S like Sam, LMS Johnson Valley at usmc.mil, MIL, and that's the Research Management Group. You can contact the Federal Aviation Administration, reach out to the Blue Ribbon Coalition, SEMA, AMA. They're mobilizing these political pressure efforts, Cal 4-Wheel, they often have alerts you can sign to make it really easy for you. So definitely worthwhile to keep off-roading fun. And be personal. Share how the Johnson Valley and the access matters to you. Medevac flights, race events, safety, filming, recreation. Be fact-based. Cite the fact that there's the 2013 Johnson Valley National Off-Highway Vehicle Recreation Area Establishment Act, which designates shared use for the land. That matters. Emphasize the risks. Delays in emergency response. We had a situation where we were out there filming and one of our drivers flipped. We had two guys that had backed out. That would not have been able to take place on the lake bed if this airspace restriction was in place. So, you could ask for a special modification, flight floor that keeps restriction above a certain altitude, but that's a slippery slope. The goal is to keep it open, period. And I don't know. I mean, on one hand, there's national safety, right? National security, but on the other hand, it's like all work and no play makes all of us very vulnerable. Megan's warm-up's even a little bit more aggressive. So she's raring to go. I'm here for it. So, as you know, Megan is racing the 4500 series. There's a few different classes I play here. There's the 4400s, 4800 Legends, 4500 Modified, Megan's class, and then the 4600 stock. 4400 is pretty rad. It's the unlimited class. Top dogs, anything goes, big horsepower, IFS, portal axles, insane budgets. These are the rigs you see at King of the Hammers finishing first. You'll get the bigger names, the Heelys, the Currys. You get the Gomez's, the Campbells. That's if you heard me pause, I was like, Shannon, what the hell is Shannon's last name? Campbell. You get the Campbells. You get a lot of the bigger names out there throwing down, and then you go into the 4800s, and that's really cool because those are the legends. They're closer to the 4400s, but they've got restrictions: front-mounted engines versus mid-engines, solid axles, max 2 shocks per corner, really similar to the 4500 class, which is what Megan drives. 37-inch max tires. These are the older 4400 builds brought into spec. And then you get the 4500 modified, Megan's class. You've got some factory requirements on the frame. So these are single shock. I kind of messed up yesterday, but single shock per corner, 37-inch max tires. I gotta get corrected on that possibly. I believe it's single shocks for the 4600 for sure. 4500 I thought you could have dual, but I'm sure Jacob will jump on and correct me on that. But you are, 37-inch DOT tires. Mechanical screening, it's about smart building and driving, not throwing money at the car. And then you've got the 4600 stock, closest stock off the lot. Must retain full factory frame, engine, transmission, and body. Limited suspension mods, 35-inch max tires. So, Megan's pushing for 700 horsepower on that car. Yeah. You can tell where Megan's at, even off of her warm-up. And she's ready to go to battle. And that's awesome to see. Right there. 4500 is like the grinder class, They don't have the exotic setup, so the drivers have to be smoother and smarter, Conservative action with calculated risk. And I feel Megan is really getting that balance down. She's been doing great. And I'm really stoked to see the amount of seat time she's gone this year in this new car. She was really hard on herself, earlier this year at the Hammers, given her need to adapt to this vehicle. But I think they're starting to learn about each other. I think the car's getting to know her, and she's getting to know the car, and she's starting to understand where she can push, where she maybe needs to back off, so on and so forth. And Megan being out there as a woman racer, it's not the common deal. It's still rare, and so Megan's presence in the driver's seat is a big deal. And not that that's what could set her apart, as Megan has proven herself up against some gnarly dudes. So when it comes to racing's racing. Once you got that helmet on, who cares what your gender is? But I still gotta say, having a woman out on the field is pretty badass, and having Megan out there is awesome. So, cheers, Meg. Let's go. And you can follow her on Instagram at Megan Account. That's MEGANIT. Count, COUNT, Megan Account. I think I spelled that right. It's still early. But you barely got into my coffee so far. Granted, I'm sure it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Maybe. I still got to get to soccer. Not even soccer practice. We got a soccer game for my little guy. Looking forward to that. We'll be taking my setup to the field. Do a little broadcasting on the sidelines. Much to my ex-wife's dismay, I'm sure. But life goes on. All work and no play makes all lead a very dull boy. And I need to find my happy too. This right here, this makes me happy. Being part of this team makes me stoked. These are on a little. Gonna do a little Instagram post on Fast Friends. What is up, everybody? Jump on YouTube, NBM Off-Road, NBM Motorsports on YouTube right now. We're going live. Megan is warming up her car. See her going right there. I'm doing the live stream, and yeah, jump on, watch, keep me company. Stoked to see how Megan does at today's final race for the NorCal Rock Racing Series. This event coming to you from the Prairie City SVRA, sponsored by King Shots, and it's a Joker race, so points here also go into the Ultra4 series as well. So Megan right now is warming up. We should be on course here soon, so jump on and join us. See you soon. plug. Car sounds like it's healthy. Sorry guys, just doing a quick little post. You could follow MDM Off-Road on Instagram or subscribe to MDM Motorsports on YouTube. Now at 8:08 a.m. Megan's killing some time right now, getting warmed up, lightening the load of her gas tank. It is good to be here for one of my favorite absolute racers in the entire rock racing series. Granted, I've got some other friends out there who put it down, like Martin Castro, Milestar fame, now with Team SoCal X. Love that guy, always rooting for him, always wanted to see him do well. Justin over at Unique Componentry, often co-dogging. Bailey Cole, of course, one of my new favorites on the track, and I'm not just saying that for brownie points with Dave, but he hung out with us at an event. Literally sat with my whole crew at a booth we had, and it was a fundraiser for a friend of ours, Marco Hernandez. He goes by Overland X on Instagram. Has an awesome cookbook. One of my favorite camp chefs, and his daughter Leo is battling cancer, and they had an event, and Bailey just came and hung out with us the whole time, and just such a good dude. Great personality. Happy to have met him. But yeah, we've got a few people out there that we're always excited to see. You know, Amber, also now driving for SoCal X. You know, she's been solid and consistent. A fixture within the NorCal Rock Racing Series. All right, looks like we're over at staging, I think. Got the Yukon car over there. And you see how everybody, and there's just such a great camaraderie between a lot of the drivers, especially with Megan. She's just such a good person. The whole team is just good people. And if you ever had the opportunity to come meet Megan and Derek, Jacob, Cody, and Taylor, everyone who comes out to the Hammers, and are able to meet everybody, uh, you won't be worse off for it. That no SD card little logo is driving me nuts. There we go. That's better. Much better. I don't know why our system showing no battery and whatnot, but went ahead and got rid of that. Little distracting, Starting to get ready to race. Let's go back through our roster. Huge thanks to Milestar. We're running those 37-inch DOT Patagonia MT02s, and good enough for rock racing, good enough for your ball crawl. Warren winches, number one in the game. Check them out. They are all things winches and recovery with the acquisition of Dr. 55. They even have armor, down floors. They've got a few diversified pieces of property, but Warren, check them out. Class friends, yours truly, here to not only give you guys endless talk and commentary, but trying to make the team look good. We got race suits on the team. We got the livery on the car. We got their unique shirt through Ultra4. If you buy that, it supports them. We got a little quirk on the engine, but hopefully as long as her foot's on the gas, it's not going to be an issue. Seems like her car is reeling to go as much as she is. Doesn't want to sit still. Wants to move. We got motive gear, Can't say enough things about having a solid gear set. Getting that power to your wheels. It's all about your gears. Drive shaft to gears to wheels. And essentially, well, to axles to wheels, right? Whatever. But, the amount of torque that those gears have to put up with, the amount of torque that those axles have to put up with, that's a lot of force. 700 horsepower going into the rocks, on the straights, fast, slow, it's taking a beating. And with the gearing comes hang on one second. Gotta do a couple things here. With your gearing also comes lubrication. And that comes by way of Redline synthetic oil. Not only do your gears have to be lubed up, that engine, you're doing high revs, prolonged duration. It's a lot of abuse, a lot of stress on that motor. And the one thing that's standing between you and catastrophic engine failure is your oil. The weight of the oil, that little cushion for the push-in between the friction in the engine comes by way of that synthetic oil. Thanks to Redline. Who else we got? We got doesn't really come into play too much here, but especially at King of the Hammers, once you get into the evening periods of the race, lighting is a huge aspect, and Baja Designs is there to light the way. Um, Apologize in advance in case our feed cuts in and out here and there. We are trying to keep things rolling so far. Our feed has been decent, but I know on my end it looks like we might have a little buffering here and there. So apologies, doing our best.
Yeah, I mean, that's weird. It went from like 160 to now it's like 250.
Sounds like there's a couple issues going on right now with the car. Hopefully, nothing that's going to stop us from racing. There was some communication about oil pressure. Um, we're gonna hang out and see what's what. Hood hasn't been popped yet, so that's a good sign. Granted, yeah, I don't know, in the race car, some of the parts maybe in other places. I wonder if it's like a fuel pump issue. I'd imagine looking at the back, um, that might be, you know, something. Had a couple moments where the engine has cut off. So yeah, welcome. This is the final race of the NorCal Rock Racing Series. Right now we are waiting. They are troubleshooting some kind of funkiness going on with the engine cutting out, but knowing Derek and the team, they're going to get it figured out. I think Derek is doing a visual inspection right now, seeing if everything's kind of connected, tight, seeing if he can pinpoint the what and the why of what's going on. But we're going to keep the audio off right now. The Prairie City SVRA is an interesting spot. Um, you've got your flat open grasslands, rolling hills with oak woodlands. You've got mine cobbles from the gold rush era, reclaimed gravel quarry, the pit. They got some ponds and wetlands. It's a very diverse area, as well as motocross tracks, uh, pro-am motocross, practice ATV, kart tracks, 4x4 obstacle courses. The short course here that Megan is going to be driving, knock on wood, today. Um, and as with everything, there's always this environmental balance. They have a road and trail management plan. Um, you know, when you're dealing with wetlands and some of the natural kind of habitats, you have to be a little careful, and there's a balance, right? Like we want nature to prevail, but we also want to be able to have our fun. So, um, some of this stuff does threaten the use, but we're hoping that not in a way that prevents us from continuing to have fun in these public spots. So we got the car started again. Um, Not sure what the exact problem is, but possibly Jacob will kind of give us a heads up on what's what, potentially. We're just gonna wait and see.
Did you shut the batteries off and reset everything? You did that?
The first time I did,
Still a little bit of troubleshooting going on. Hopefully everything gets figured out soon. Think they're doing a hard reset of the full system to see if maybe that clears out something wonky going on. Yeah, I'm taking a give you guys a quick look, but I'm getting a close up of her screen just to see if I can see like maybe what she's seeing. Let's see. We got her started up again. It looks like we may be pulling back into the pits. If so, hopefully whatever is happening can be figured out quickly. We are back in the pits. I'm gonna keep audio off for now. Hopefully, hopefully the day is not over. Let me reach out, see if Jacob seemed like the car was running pretty solid. Seemed like it was running. They've got a couple races that they have to get through. So I don't think it's in their interest to I don't think it's in their interest to kind of run it to the ground this first race, but let's see. Let's see if they can figure out what's what. Yep, that head is coming up. Oh shit. Just got a message. That sucks. We may be we may be down for this first round. Not sure if it was oil pressure or fuel pressure, but Megan is sending us a message and hopefully we can figure out what the hell is going on here. Hopefully that helps. Might have been an overheating issue. Okay. So that top right number on the screen that I had up earlier was showing 240. It was over the 240 range, which is insanely hot. Um, Worried that the water pump might have taken a shit. So yeah, I guess there's the the three things that could go wrong: oil pressure, fuel, and then fuel pressure, and then of course temperature. And I was wondering what that number was, and I wasn't sure, like, what the operating temperature of this vehicle was. But yeah, it sounds like 240 something in any car is a little bit too much. That's a bummer. So hopefully they've got a spare. That engine is hella hot right now, so it's not like you're gonna be able to do a lot at the moment. But we'll see. See what's happening. Yeah, so at idle, her temperature was like at 104, and I think over the course of her warm-up period, uh, let's see, I'm kind of rewinding. Yeah, we're at like 174 driving. Even as she was sitting, we were at 172, 174, which was only about 15 minutes ago. So whatever happened was as she was sitting idle. Wonder if they can just give her a rolling start and just roll the vehicle right into the track. But yeah, as she's sitting there, creeping up to 199, 200. Yeah, over the course of like 30, 40 seconds, um, she hit 248. Is that as high as it got? Yeah, before she shut it down. That's a bummer. So we are waiting. Sounds like we may be missing this first round of racing. I'm not sure if that'll allow us to get into the second, but that's a bummer. Sorry, y'all. That's racing. Shit happens. Let's see what happens. Looks like we've got temperatures starting to come down. All right, let's see. Nope, temperature's spiking back up. So we've been on a bit of a hold right now. Fuck. Yeah, it's bumping up. Hot coolant. Son of a bitch. Excuse my French, but it's not what you want to see. Uh, what a bummer. Just not worth it. Engines ain't cheap. Taking a break and trying to fix the issue. Maybe another one. Not sure. Checking with Jacob, asking him to see if we have a spare. And that is an if, right? If it is the issue.